The Bread and Better podcast acknowledges the Yagara people and the Turrbal people as the traditional custodians of Meanjin, the lands on which we record today. We pay our respects to the Yagara and Turrbal elders, past, present, and emerging. This podcast is brought to you by Hey Al Productions.
And then I'm going to Did I say good? Did I get you to do it one more time? Maybe just in case. Okay, do it one more time. Go. Bread and Better podcast.
Okay. Bread and Better podcast. I feel like I am. Bread and Better podcast.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Bread and Better podcast, a women's holistic health podcast where we believe that better begins with us. I am Tegan, one of your hosts and resident health guru. I have almost 10 years experience as a personal trainer, as well as being a sports nutritionist and a chef. One of my core values is helping people get the results they want while eating the food that they love, and I am a huge foodie myself.
I'm Alex, your other host and the producer of this show, as well as producing Bread and Better. My business, Hey Our Productions, is also releasing a brand new show called Determined as Fuck. So keep your eyes peeled for more information on that.
Today, we are talking health habits. So when it comes to health, people love to overcomplicate shit, make excuses about waiting for the right time, or just get overwhelmed in general. So today, I'm going to go through 20 easy habits that you could start today to improve your health.
But before we do that, let's get started with our favorite segment.
Favorite
segment, the best thing we ate in the last week.
Okay, so I had my photo shoot with my clients, which was really, really good. And we had our post photo shoot celebration at Tommy's Italian in Currumbin. So we just walked straight across the beach to there. And I had this 4 cheese and truffle gnocchi.
Yum.
So good.
So good. That sounds delicious.
It was really good. And we also had burrata and bread and arancini. Very good.
Yum.
And a nice glass of bread.
So good. I've eaten so many things to choose from.
Yeah, so Alex had a birthday this week.
I did.
But it won't correlate to this because
won't.
we're always ahead and always organised.
So I went to Honto on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. What was the best thing that you had at Honto?
Everything. Maybe, I was going to say, we're doing 2 recordings today. So maybe I'll just say, I'm going to say 2 things now and then 2 things later.
Sure, go nuts.
So I had, for an entree, they're very accommodating to allergies there. They come out with a paper menu and then they take it to they ask you your allergies and then they take the thing back to the chef and they literally circle what you can have and write what they can substitute it for.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very well looked
after. Do they
after.
do that at all the any days? Is that the first time you've seen it?
It seems to be Honto. I've been to a few of them in that. They've done it both times I've been to Honto.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And yes, I had this I want to say kingfish ceviche, but I'm actually not sure that that's what it was. But anyway, it was delicious and it was on a rice cakey.
It's called lab.
Was it lab?
Yeah, that's what that thing's called. Do you mean the little taco-y thing?
Yeah.
Crispy thing? Yeah, it's called lab.
Yeah. Anyway, bloody delicious. And then I had, I'm going to say the side, because that's probably one of the best things I've eaten in my life. It was a burnt cabbage thing with whipped creamed tofu. And then it had some kind of teriyaki-ish sauce. And it was one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life.
I'm going to take your word for it because that sounds weird.
It does sound weird, but it was delicious.
That's good.
So good. And I'll say the other 2 things in the next recording.
Look out. All right. I'm not going to fluff around too much because we have 20 points to get through today. So I just wanted to preface this by saying it's supposed to be simple, so don't start by trying to do all 20 things tomorrow. Just pick 1 or 2 or 5 and get started. And once those are ingrained habits, pick a few more and get going on it. So these are really easy things that you can get started with immediately. All right. Number 1, walk more or set yourself a step target. So we know that walking has heaps of benefits, including our physical health, our fitness, our fat loss, our mental health. You can suggest social catch-ups with friends. You can take your dog for more walks. You can also use it as alone time or time to listen to a podcast.
Love this.
I think that would be my first one. If you're not walking, hit the pavement.
Yeah, you can walk to work. Did you just say that?
You could walk to work. Yep.
Yep.
You could walk the kids to school.
You could. Yep.
It's just so easy and it's a form of exercise that you can do absolutely anywhere.
Yeah.
Just the most simple thing. So if you're not already doing that, and people overlook it and think, oh, you know, what's a few extra steps going to do? But if you're someone that's pretty immobile, it's going to make actually a really big difference.
My friend, we were going to catch up the other night, and she had just like flown back from Sydney, and she was like, let's go for a walk. And I was like, but it's like 8 o'clock at night and it was freezing. I feel like it was like 10 degrees. She's like, no, we'll warm up as we walk. I'm like, where are we going to go? I didn't feel very safe walking around Kangaroo Point like at that time.
Oh, there would have been heaps of people.
I've done it before and there wasn't like that many people. This was a Sunday.
Right.
And anyway, she just came to my house and we just walked around the streets and ended up going up Martha Street and got the most like incredible view of the city. And it was really nice.
Cute. Yeah. Awesome. We love a walk. Kenny and I have been we've been aiming to get 12,000 steps a day, which is so funny. I used to do that easily when I was working in a gym, but like now that I sit at home on my butt, it's a decent like 30-minute walk twice a day.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the benefits that it has is so massive. Like I just feel the difference when I've just been focusing on that. So it's been really good. We've been up every morning this week for a sunrise walk. So it's been nice.
I love how you say we're aiming for 12.
Me and Kenny.
Like the Kenny.
It's probably actually way more for Kenny, right?
Yeah,
like I need to calculate. He's probably doing like 50,000 steps.
Do they have dog tracker steps?
I don't know.
You should do, that's cute.
Poor little fella. See what his step target is.
Right.
So number 2 is to add an extra piece of fruit into your diet. So I don't know if many people know this, but ideally we should be consuming 300 grams of fruit per day.
That's so much fruit.
It's a really large amount.
Yeah.
So eating a diverse range of fruit and vegetables is the best way to improve your gut health. And we would love to get someone on to talk really in depth about gut health soon, but also ensuring that you are getting all the micronutrients that you need. So try to vary the type. So if you're going to add in one more piece, so even if you're already having one piece, you could add in another piece, and that's a way that you can get that up. Try and vary the type. So say if you're having bananas one day, have an apple the next day, and buy a few different fruits when you're at the supermarket so that you are getting some variety over the course of the week and giving yourself that beautiful, rich micronutrient profile, which is going to be really, really good for your gut health and for your immunity as well, because we are deep in cold and flu season.
Oh my God, gross. Everyone's sick. Everyone at our school has whooping cough.
Remember, it's like whooping cough, and then there was that walking pneumonia, and then there's COVID. So anything we can do to get a little bit of extra vit C and a bit of immunity, it's obviously going to really help our health habits.
Love it.
Next one. Stop scrolling first thing in the morning or right before bed. So this can set a really poor tone for the day or make it harder to fall asleep at night because we're getting that stimulation at night. Just think of it this way, like we don't want somebody else's life to be the first or last thing that we consume in our day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's all good to have a scroll, but that's really what's happening. Like,
and also you don't know what's going to come up when you're randomly scrolling.
Yeah, it could make you feel like shit.
Yeah. The news might pop up.
Oh, yeah.
A horror movie trailer, and then you can't go to sleep.
Or some sort of fucking what's the word for the stuff you like? Pop culture stuff that you've now like infiltrated into
You're
my
like,
feed.
I don't care about you, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is even coming up in my Spotify. Like, how is that happening? That's only because my phone is listening to us record this stupid podcast.
I was just listening to Continental Garbage, which is a spin-off of Sentimental Garbage, and they keep saying this. Oh God, I'd love someone to get in contact if they listen to this. But they keep like interjecting with, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. And so that's just on a loop now in my head.
What is that?
It's a Taylor Swift song. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. Nope. Okay, continue.
Okay, so back to the social media thing. Try setting yourself some boundaries, like getting rid of friends that listen to Taylor Swift now. Just kidding. So try setting some boundaries regarding this and see how it improves your mental health. Plus, it's going to free up time for other health habits, especially if you're sitting having a scroll for 15 minutes, 30 minutes in the morning. There's your walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, increase your water intake. And this is probably timely at this time of year as well because it is nice and cold. So make sure you're starting your day with a big glass of water before you do anything else, especially before you have your coffee. So we need to rehydrate our bodies and our brains after sleeping. So some tips to improve your water intake at the moment. Herbal teas are a great way to get your water intake up.
Yep.
Nice and warm, bit of flavour in there. That's going to definitely count. Making sure that you have a nice water bottle can really make the world of difference. So taking that with you everywhere. We've all heard about emotional support water bottles.
Yeah.
And honestly, since I got my Frank Green, like it's been an extension of my arm.
You do take it everywhere. I go through drink bottles like there's no tomorrow.
As in you lose them?
Yeah, I lose them. One of the kids takes them and then I never want to use it again.
Yeah, that's so fair.
Yeah.
I have left my Frank Green in 2 places before, in a normal gym and a bouldering gym, and both times I'm like, I'm going back for it. That's like $80 water bottle.
Oh my God, of course.
As if you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Otherwise, having a glass before you eat your meals. So if you have a big glass before breakfast, lunch and dinner, which also might help you with overeating, because sometimes when we are hungry, we are potentially just thirsty, or it's going to help with our satiety as well. So increasing your water intake, very, very easy one to do. Number 5, get more sleep. This is probably the most effective yet overlooked way that you can improve every aspect of your health. So you'll be less stressed, less hungry, have better willpower, make better choices, and you will even lose more weight if that's a priority. So there's been a few studies that have shown like 2 groups with the exact same nutritional protocols, but with varied sleep. The group that slept more always lost like significantly more weight.
Wow.
Because when you're sleep deprived as well, it increases your hunger hormones.
Yeah.
This particular group only had access to the same amount of foods, but for us normal people that just have foods, kind of at the ready. But I've said it before, I've said it again, it's the ultimate health hack.
Yeah.
And yet, like, I know parents have a lot of factors that are outside of their control with regards to sleep, but that whole reverse procrastination thing where you stay up late, make sure you're really making that a priority, because
last night, it was my birthday yesterday, and everyone went to bed quite early, and I had obviously gotten up early to watch the Olympics and had a really big day. And normally I go to bed at 11:30 every night, and last night it came to like 10 o'clock and I was like, kind of tired. I was like, I'm kind of bored. I was like, what do I do? There was no more Olympics on, like everything had kind of finished, and I'd read all my birthday messages, and I was like, maybe I should go to bed.
Wild.
I had no work to do. Like everything was kind of done. And so like 10:30 I got into bed, and I was like, is this so fucking weird? And I'd seen a horror movie yesterday, so I really had to do a lot of like visualization of my dream home to fall asleep and not have nightmares about a really scary movie. But I woke up this morning at like 6:30 before my alarm, and I was like, I don't feel the need to go back to sleep.
I feel refreshed.
This is wild.
Shook. Wild.
It actually does something.
Wild. So the next one, number 6, is start learning about the nutritional value of food. So your relationship with food is the second most important relationship that you'll ever have. The first being with yourself, because we're always going to have to eat. Yet so many people know very little about the value of nutrition and how to eat a balanced diet. So I do know that there's a lot of conflicting information out there, but I would just stay away from anything that's really extreme.
Yeah.
A great place to start would be looking at your diet as a whole and ensuring that you have protein, carbs, and fats in every day, and an appropriate amount of soul food so that you're not binging on those. You can use an app like MyFitnessPal to start learning about calories if that's something that interests you. If you are someone that wants to lose weight especially, it is important to know that there's a difference between eating healthy and eating for fat loss, and learning about calories is going to be the missing piece there.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me when I work with clients and we all have this such a limited knowledge about nutrition, when it's literally like how we sustain ourselves for life. So I think that, just starting to learn about that stuff would be a really good first step, whether you want to lose weight or whether you just want to improve your well-being.
Yeah. So true. And maybe we should put some links in the show notes, because there's some episodes where you go into more depth about that, especially the calorie episode. So
yeah,
we'll do that.
Definitely, we'll do that. So number 7, spend a small amount of time each day in the sun. So vitamin D is important for very many reasons. So it's the key to absorbing calcium to maintain and strengthen our bones. It supports a healthy brain, heart, teeth, and lungs. It keeps our immune system strong, and it helps our energy levels and our mood. So most people don't get enough vitamin D in their diet, and the best possible source that you can get is from sunlight. So obviously we want to be mindful of sun safety, so be selective of when you're going out in the sun and if you need to wear a hat, etc. But this could be as simple as having your early morning coffee outside.
Yeah, nice. That's a really good one.
So number 8 we're up to. So eat a green vegetable each day. So going back to 300 grams of fruit, ideally we should be eating 600 grams of non-starchy veggies per day.
So much.
Most people don't go anywhere near that. So an easy way to increase this would be to look at adding a green vegetable to one meal every day, or an extra one if you're doing that already. Like if you're having a sandwich, say you have a ham and cheese sandwich or a chicken and mayo sandwich, add a handful of mixed leaves. If you're having a stir fry, just add one more vegetable. It's very easy when you start being mindful of it. And as above with fruit, try and vary the type as often as you can. Obviously, we want to be realistic, but if you're someone that always has, potato, carrot, broccoli as like your 3 veggies, try and mix it up a little bit on the following week even.
Yeah.
Or a really fun one if you have kids and you're trying to encourage them to eat a really varied array of fruit and veggies is you can make a little bit of a game out of it and say like, okay, let's see how many veggies we can eat this week and keep a running list on the fridge. So every time you have a new one and, you could have a record for the week. So like, oh, we had 15 last week. What are we going to add in this week? Or even take them to the supermarket and get them to pick a vegetable that they've never tried before and try it.
That's cute. I add like 200 grams of baby spinach to everything. I'm like, just chuck it in there. But maybe I need to change it up a little bit more.
And baby spinach wilts down to like nothing.
I know, but if I'm putting a 200-gram bag,
is
it still 200 grams?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
That's I can't eat more than that.
Raw non-starchy veggies, yeah. Number 9 is to set your intentions for the day. So spend time each morning setting your intentions, be that what and when you're going to eat, when you're going to move your body, what goals you have for work or any other tasks that you want to complete within the day. So setting intentions means that the things that are important to you are in the front of your mind and you have a plan to actually ensure that they get done. So this is obviously going to increase the likelihood that you complete them. So e.g. setting your intentions for which of these health habits you're going to complete. So you might pick out 2 or 3 that really appeal to you and then you might do a little tick and flick each day to set your intentions to make sure that happens.
I love that. That's a good one.
Number 10, another nutrition one, have a protein source at every meal. We talk about it often on the pod here, but just as a refresher, we know that protein is essential to build muscle mass and other important cells in the body. On top of that, protein is highly satiating and it keeps us nice and full. So most people underconsume protein and find that they look for a lot less snacks when they're mindful of their protein intake. So it can be a way to really cut down your overeating as well.
Yeah.
So ensure that you have a protein source at every main meal, and that's just a really easy way to get your protein intake up and ensure that you're getting enough. So really consciously think breakfast, lunch and dinner. Do I have a protein source with this? Be it, eggs or meat or yogurt, to make sure that you are really consciously having protein throughout your entire day.
Yeah. I found protein coconut yogurt the other day. I was very excited.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
Yeah.
That's exciting for you.
It was very exciting because I was like trying to find something, and for a while I found this cereal that had it in it and I didn't really like it. So anyway, long story short, now I've got that and I can eat that every day.
It wasn't even that long.
I felt like I was going off on a boring tangent.
No, I've tried that coconut protein yogurt before, and obviously I can eat dairy, so I don't need to eat the coconut protein yogurt. I love coconut yogurt. Like I love the flavor. It's so yummy.
Yeah.
And then I got the protein one and I was like, oh, they've ruined it.
I don't think it tastes that good. I literally eat it just to change it up a little bit. Otherwise, I'd be having the same breakfast every single day.
Yeah, fair. That's so fair. Okay, halfway through already.
Yeah.
Number 11, spend a few minutes meditating. So we've talked about this on the podcast before, but meditation is fantastic for our mental health and productivity. It's funny that we will often say that we don't have time to meditate, but the clarity and the productivity you'll get from just like a few minutes of meditation will literally free up so much time in your day.
Yeah.
So reminder that you can't be bad at meditation.
I was waiting for you to say that.
People are like, it's just an easy way to dismiss it and they go, I'm not really good at it.
Yeah.
But the whole point is to bring your mind back when it drifts off. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you find this is happening a lot. Like it'll definitely improve as you do it more. But, some days you might find it really easy, and other days when you have a lot of things on your mind, you might find that you do drift off a lot. And that's probably the days that you really do need that clarity and that stillness. So try using guided apps like Calm or Headspace are really good to get started. There's heaps of free ones on YouTube. Try and replace your morning or evening scroll with a quick meditation that would just have such a huge impact on your mental health.
Yeah, so true.
So number 12, move your body for 15 to 30 minutes per day. Go back to that. Remember Find Your 30?
Yeah.
Such a good little campaign.
That was a great campaign.
Yeah. So movement is one of the key pillars for longevity. So find any movement that you enjoy. Like it could be walking, stretching, yoga, weights. No amount of time is too small and all movement is good movement. So as with the meditation, there's an unlimited amount of free resources out there for this if you need to find motivation. So if you're someone that does want to get into yoga but they don't know where to start, like jump on YouTube. There's going to be heaps of stuff on there. Same with, floor Pilates or little weights exercises.
Yeah.
Go for a walk. Just make sure you're starting to move your body, especially if longevity is one of your core values, which
it's yours.
It's definitely
Should
mine.
be everyone's.
Should be everyone's, yeah.
Go back and listen to our longevity episode.
Number 13 is to plan your food. So you don't have to meal prep, but having a plan for what you're going to eat is always going to result in you making better nutritional choices. So you'll find yourself relying on less takeaway or less nutritional choices when decision fatigue strikes.
Yes.
So like when you get to the end of the day and you just think, fuck, I could not make a decision.
I don't want to go to the grocery store.
Don't want to go to the grocery store. I'm just going through the Macca's drive-through versus you don't even have to think about it. You get home and you go, oh, yep, cool, that's what we're having tonight.
Yeah.
And just even taking it like that one decision can be a real game changer.
Yeah. And something you say a lot is like plan for your worst day.
Yeah, plan for your worst day.
So I've started doing, because I've been much more organized lately and now I do all my groceries on the Monday through Click and Collect. I always pick something that's like a freezer meal type thing. So I'll do like chicken nuggets or chips or whatever for the kids, or like one of those pasta bake things, something really easy. And then when that decision fatigue happens,
Strikes,
then I'm like, instead of getting takeaway, I can grab that and chuck it in the oven. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, easy dinner.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a client this week and she said that they need to get back into the routine of it. And it's kind of like, how you do your Buddha bowls.
Yes.
They have what they call a rainbow dinner. And it's like just a variety of whatever veggies are in the fridge, maybe a little bit of roast chicken, maybe there's some wraps that like people can put it on a wrap if they want to. And she's like, the kids love it because it's so fun and it's so easy.
We do that. We did that the other night actually. We had like some random stuff. Like I'd done a slow cooked baked vegetable soup with some bacon and stuff, and then I'd done noodles one night, just a big bun, and it was all kind of like we had lots of leftovers and stuff in the freezer, and I just did like a platter, just put it all together like a little smorgasbord.
Yeah, my girlfriends and I used to do we'd do a catch up and it would be like build your own salad or build your own rice paper rolls, where we just put out a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'd roll it up into rice paper rolls or make like a vermicelli salad.
Yeah, I love that.
It was always like bright and colourful. Yeah.
Oh, and then I'll say this one too, and we are going to do a tip for new mums, and this is a really good one. If you do have to do like a meal like that and you're like, oh, there's not a lot in this, like say you're doing like chips and nuggets or whatever, I always have baby cukes and cherry tomatoes in the fridge, because I feel like anything you can just add baby cukes and cherry tomatoes and it's okay.
And they keep fresh too because
They do.
uncut.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Always add a little veggie sauce on the side.
Right.
Number 14 is to spend 20 minutes learning. So don't forget about brain gains, whether you're into personal development, training, nutrition, something completely different that you want to learn about. Allocating time to learn will really propel you forward. So again, with podcasting and the internet, there's so many free resources out there. You could be using your 20-minute commute on the way to work to learn something new.
Yeah, like a new language.
That's intense. People that can speak multiple languages blows my mind. I just think that they're so smart.
Well, there's that app Duolingo, and like you can learn a new language. You and I should try.
I don't think I could do it.
Okay. Yeah, probably not. I mean, I learned Japanese, but in high school and it's gone.
Yeah, same. People that can speak different, like multiple languages, and people that can read music, and people that understand chemistry. Those three people, geniuses in my mind.
Well, reading music helps you learn languages if you know how to. Well, that's why I'm get Oscars in band, because I'm like, if you can learn how to use music, it really sets you up for like a lot of other things.
Yeah, that makes sense. No wonder I'm struggling.
Same.
No,
Can hardly read
talent.
as it is.
So double down and kill two birds with one stone and learn while you walk or exercise, or as I said, use your daily commute to learn something new.
Love it.
Number 15, look for incidental exercise. So take the stairs, park further away, volunteer at work to do something that involves lifting or walking somewhere. Look for every opportunity to move your body a little bit more. And I find the I get to versus the I have to attitude really helpful for this one.
Yeah, that's good.
So say you're at work and someone's like, unpack those boxes. It's like, oh, I get to move my body.
Yeah.
Or if you like can't get a park close to the shops, it's like, oh, I get to get a few more extra steps in rather than like, oh, I have to unpack those boxes. Oh my God, I have to walk to the shops.
Yeah.
Use that I get to attitude. And if you like have that mentality of looking for a little bit more exercise, these things pop up. You're like, oh, I get to do this.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Number 16, include good fats in your diet. So fats often get a bad rap, but the good fats found in fish, nuts, eggs, avocado, olive oil, etc. are really good for us. The benefits include lowering the risk of heart disease, improving blood cholesterol levels, reducing inflammation, and helping with nutrient absorption. So ensure that you're including good fats in every day. So make sure you have one of those in every day, but be mindful of portion sizing, especially if you have a fat loss goal.
Yes.
Because fats are higher in calories.
Is there any good fat in bacon? Or is that just bad?
I mean,
I eat far less bacon than I used to. I went through a real heavy bacon phase.
yeah, like the animal fats, like with animal meats, they're like saturated fats, but not as good for you. Having like oily
Not like salmon.
fish.
Yeah, okay.
But I still eat those things.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Part of a like rounded diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And animal fats are delicious.
Oh, that's why I like it.
The best parts of meat.
So good.
Yeah, delicious. There's room for everything in moderation.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like count your bacon as your good fats.
That's what I was meaning.
Bit of a stretch.
Damn.
Number 17, take more time to connect with the people in your life. Like movement, being social is one of the key pillars of longevity. And we know that quality connection is fantastic for our mental health. So try to be really present when you are with your loved ones. So it might be a good idea to set boundaries around screens when you're spending time together and think about conversation starters that get really deep and help you to connect. An example being spending time over dinner to do highs and lows, which I know your family does, or talk about your goals for the days ahead.
Oh, that's a cute one.
Yeah, like what do you want to achieve tomorrow?
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, we do. Well, yeah, because sometimes it gets a bit like not boring doing highs and lows, but good to change it up.
Yeah, I want to get one of those card sets that are like those cards for connection and they ask you all of these really deep questions.
We should do that.
Yeah, it'd be really fun. We could do an episode of that.
Yes.
That would be really fun.
I had a really good conversation. We went out with my family, Toronto, and we had some good connections. And Dad and I have found a common interest.
What is it?
Which I have not had. I'm 36 now. Dad and I have never had a common interest other than probably when I drank beer.
I don't know if beer counts.
Nope. So he was like, oh, I want to get a metal detector. And I was like, what? I've always wanted a metal detector.
This is so bizarre.
And he was like, well, there's this little town. I don't want to say where it is because I don't want to give it away to anyone. But there's this town. No, there's this town where there's all these people and they've just started finding heaps of gold and people are going and like camping with metal detectors and you have to get this special like mining ticket. And I was like, Dad, this is like a dream for me.
When are you going?
I was like, let's do this. And I think he thought I was taking the piss. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, no, serious. And I can take my equipment and we can record a fucking podcast and I can interview all the people down there.
Do I have to come?
No, well, it wouldn't be bread and butter. Okay. Bread and butter on finding gold. Okay. A spin-off series. Anyway, so I'm just going to force Dad into this.
Great for your financial health.
But like people are actually finding gold that's worth money.
Yeah, how cute though that you had that conversation and you came up with this mutual interest.
Yeah, I think he thinks I'm not going to follow it up, but I'm like, I've got like alerts on Marketplace now for metal detectors.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Number 18 is eat mindfully. So take the time to enjoy your food, smell, look at it, taste it fully, like chew well. Don't eat when you're doing something else. Like watch TV, read a book, like actually sit down and be present with your meal and tune into your hunger and fullness signals. This can improve your digestion, your likelihood to overeat and your enjoyment of your meals. And also it'll improve your relationship with your food as well.
I really ignored my hunger signals yesterday. I've gotten way better at this since we spoke to
I think you're
Em.
allowed to do that on your birthday.
Yeah, but I had a brownie from Nodo. And actually, I've eaten my body weight in brownie from Nodo this week because Ash, for my birthday, made me, like she bought the Nodo brownie mix and made me like a gluten-free, dairy-free brownie. And
cute.
Yeah, I ate the whole thing over the week. I didn't share it I gave the kids like the tiniest piece. And then I forgot that. And then yesterday for my birthday breakfast, I had another Nodo brownie. And I probably got really full halfway through, but I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to eat this whole thing. And I felt so sick.
Yeah.
But then I went to the gym and I felt better.
Good.
Yep.
Bit of carbs before you train.
Yep.
Number 19, wash your hands more often. It kind of seems like a no-brainer, but as we were saying, there's a lot of sickness going around. And look, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a little bit of a blasé hand washer.
Same.
I think we've touched on this before. But being more mindful around this could be the difference between getting sick and not. And that is a health improvement in itself.
Literally.
Yeah.
Can I chime in with like only, like this will be my only Olympic reference today.
Oh, yeah, cool.
It's a miracle that I haven't said anything yet. But have you read or heard anything about the triathlon?
About the river?
Yeah, and all the poo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they ended up doing it. They ended up swimming in
and
the
I
Seine.
saw that someone said that they saw and felt things that they don't want to think about.
I didn't see that, but I was reading
I didn't know
about.
if they were talking about like animals, but now they're talking about poo, aren't they?
I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm going to gag. But there was this triathlete who was being interviewed and he goes, yeah, no, I knew that there was going to be a lot of E. coli exposure. So like in the lead up, I just tried to expose myself a little bit to it at a time. So we would just do things like I wouldn't really wash my hands very well and I wouldn't wash my food and, you know, and I was like, ew, I'm not sure that that's how it works. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Have you seen like the Batuta Advocate stuff about how they're going to make people swim in the Brisbane River?
Right. I'm sure it'd be better. Do you know why there's so much poo in the Seine?
No.
Like it was already gross. They spent like over $1 billion trying to clean it. But then because they displaced so many students and like homeless people building the infrastructure for the Olympics, in protest, a bunch of people just got together and shit in the Seine after it was cleaned. Yeah.
Do you think that they will swim in the Brisbane River in 2032?
There's so many other places they could do it. They could go out to the Redlands. You could go to like Redcliffe.
Surely not, but that would be
You'd get in by a shark.
That would be a sight to see.
Like, yeah, they put the nets and stuff around, but there's so many bull sharks and I'm sure that they could still rip into you.
I kayaked on the river, remember?
Nah, I saw someone fall out of their boat the other day and I was like, get back in that fucking boat.
Well, when we did that kayak, it's like we had an hour or whatever and like it was really hard. So
Did they brief you about the sharks?
nothing about sharks.
I've seen sharks there.
I think I saw a shark like jump out once.
Yeah.
Number 20, allocate 15 minutes at night to the following day. So like setting intentions, this ensures that your goals are front of mind and you're giving yourself the best possible chance to get them done. This could look like putting your clothes out for the gym, making yours or the kids' lunches, planning your food for the next day, writing a to-do list, a small amount of organization to ensure that the following day is set up for success.
Yeah, love
and
it.
just like, you know how good it feels when you like wake up in the morning and you're organized and you start your day on a nice calm note versus not organizing anything, sleeping in a little bit and your day's just fucking chaos.
I don't know how people do that. I have to have everything. Like if I didn't get organized last night for today, I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Like I had all my podcast stuff ready to go. I didn't though have my top ready for our photo shoot and that was a bit annoying, but it's sorted now. I could have chosen one of my other 20 black Hukai tops, but I wanted something
like
special.
when I was like, I'm going to go get another top. I have a whole wardrobe of black.
And I sent you the one I was going to get and you're like, don't you own that?
You do own that. Don't you have the bolero, but you cut the thing off so it's the same?
Yeah, but it's knitted. This one was fitted.
Whatever. And this is the 21st point because I came up with this afterwards, but then I didn't want to get rid of any of the other ones. So 21 is start tracking your cycle if you're not already. So a healthy cycle is a good indication of good health, plus you'll be more in tune with your body and starting to understand more why you feel a certain way at certain times. So knowing more allows us to lean into our strengths, e.g. being creative when we're ovulating, plus show ourselves some more grace, e.g. craving chocolate in the luteal phase. And there's so many free apps for this as well, like Clue.
Yeah.
So all of the tips that I have gave you are essentially free.
Yeah.
And very easy.
Very easy.
And you could start tomorrow.
You could. This is a very tangible episode.
I think that we're obsessed with saying tangible.
We are. And when things aren't tangible now, I'm like, not interested.
I'm not interested in your theories and ideas.
How can I apply this right
How can I apply this to my life? We're serious chicks. We've got shit to do.
I've got a life.
Look at your guns, man.
Oh my God. Right.
2 tickets to the gun show, please.
So happy.
Pew, pew.
Did you see my bum in those when I was doing my...
I was looking at your chin up.
I got to look at my bum. I was like, look at this.
Look at this.
I'm so happy with myself.
So good. We love that.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. This was amazing.
That's all right. Should be an easy edit too.
Very easy edit. This is a great episode. I do say so myself.
Every episode you're like, this is my favorite episode.
I saw Fraz yesterday and she's like, do you know how many times in the podcast you're like, this is my favorite food. This is my favorite show.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my favorite book.
You love saying something is your absolute favorite thing.
This has been a thing my whole life. People have always said this about me. Yeah, that's not your favorite song. You said that was your favorite song. This is your favorite band. I'm very passionate. I just like a lot of things.
Everything is my absolute favorite thing.
I love it so much.
Love that. Love that.
All right. We hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as you can clearly see I did. We are sure that you will have because episodes around habits always seem to be a favorite. I didn't read this before you wrote it. Please be sure to send this on to someone that you think might benefit from it too.
So helping habit change and providing accountability for this is what I do professionally. I have multiple coaching offerings available from nutrition or training only to both, and even one-off macro plans for those who aren't able to invest in coaching currently. If you would like to work with me, please reach out to me via Instagram at Fitty_Tegs.
As always, thank you for listening. We love our bread and butter community.
Bye guys.